But I was just saying, this is funny, like, to think about, like, people now are watching fucking TikTok videos that are, like, less than a minute long. And I'm out here asking people to watch something that's an hour. That's pretty wild.
I mean, if you got the right person spreading the right information.
True. Right. That's true.
They're going to watch that.
Yeah, and I'm putting it out there right now. People are going to watch this whole thing. From beginning
I'm going
to
to make sure
end.
they watch this whole thing.
The whole thing. However long this goes, people are going to watch the entire thing.
You got to watch this whole thing.
Even if it's like 5 hours long.
Like,
end to end.
End to end, yeah. And matter of fact,
it's gonna be one long ass conversation. If you don't watch, no
periods.
Exactly. We're not even gonna pause. Yeah, we're just gonna like continue like.
We're gonna finish each other's sentences. Run on sentences.
Yo, get this
every
man
time.
Jody, man.
No, that's fun. You know, so actually, you know what's funny? To make sure people listen to the end, at the very end, I'm gonna say a word, and if people DM me that word, I must send them, let's say, $5 on Cash App.
Okay.
Just to incentivize people to watch until the very end.
You know my name?
No. What's your name?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Getting that $5.
Oh, yeah, that's true. No, good. Yeah, good point. I'm gonna send DM. Yeah, you're definitely for sure getting $5 if you DM me the word, whatever the fuck it is.
Somebody's just gonna like skip to the end and watch like
until the very
timestamp.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
They were like, oh, I got it.
Nah, man, we're not bribing. Listen, gonna watch.
Listen, I'm gonna sneak it in there so like it's gonna be.
Yeah,
so
you gotta
sneaky.
put it like 37 minutes or something.
Exactly,
and like
somewhere,
20, like somewhere slight, like
it's like Where's Waldo for
yeah.
words.
You gotta watch the whole thing to find it.
Yeah, you definitely gotta watch it. All right, that's good. That's good enough incentive to get people to watch this shit. All right, let's start this episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hold up. Nope. I gotta start again.
All right.
See, I don't know what's been going on with me, bro. It's like, yeah, like I've been doing good. Listen, this is episode 141, so I've been doing it for a long time. But it's just like
141.
Yeah, with this episode 141 weeks straight. That's what's up. That's
every
actually
week?
every week, every Monday. That's actually one of the things I'm most proud of.
Wow, I'm honored.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm honored to have you on it. Wait, hold on. Let me actually do the proper intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 141 of the Empty Opinions podcast with your host, Eladi Polanco. And for this episode, we have a very, very special guest. Usually I say very, but this time I said very, very. You know what I mean? I added a very in there because what you've been doing with the Laugh House and all that shit, I find personally so inspiring. In terms of like, all right, we can get into it, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself. In the building, we have
Shino. Shino
in the building.
Hey, there we go.
we got a soundboard and everything.
Hey, I love the soundboard.
Yeah, this is the sound I always play to get people to understand why I have a soundboard.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play is this one. Wait, no, it's definitely not that one. It's this one.
Yo, okay, we about to talk about a lot of shit. Okay.
Yeah, the range is gonna be crazy on this one. Yeah, based on those first sounds. All right, yeah, Shino, thank you so much for doing it. Also, we have he can't tell me his name. Don't tell me your name, bro. Wait, I didn't hear you. So it's fine. So yeah, keep that. Keep that anonymous if you want the $5.
My name is Doji.
Doji. Oh damn, bro, you just threw away this $5, bro.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe a hidden account. Maybe a not. Yeah, that's true.
He gave him the burner account.
Yeah, he's getting in the burner account. But yes, I just wanted to talk to you about the Laugh House. I just want to get straight into that. Because what would you describe it as? Because I've been trying to come up with, like, ever since I knew I was going to get you on the podcast, I'm like, I love what he's doing with the Laugh House, but what the fuck is it? Because I know what you're doing, but I'm trying to think of a word to, like, call it.
Well, it's
what do you call it?
It's like the thing is when it comes to labels, like when you label something, it starts getting really like you kind of box it in a little bit. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a hard time trying to label what I'm really doing. Years ago, I called it a CCC, and I made my own acronym for it, and it was a creative culture company. So it's like it's a company that creatively like is inspired by the culture. We're not money driven. We're culture driven. So it's the point where it's like everything we do has to like have some type of value, has to mean something, like it has to have a real like purpose, and it's just like giving back to people. But at the end of the day, you could call it just, if you want to keep it simple, it's just my film production company. But
I was gonna say, as you were describing, I'm like, I guess the technical way to describe it would be like a production company. Yeah, but it's definitely more than that, because typically production companies are very kind of soulless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like you go to them, they hire it, they barely get any production, any promotion, right? It's like there's a lot of production companies that like film shows for Netflix or like really big networks or whatever, or like, you know, studios, and you only know like, oh, you know, Universal made this movie, but you don't know the production company that actually did it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's by choice, like that's how they do it. But so that's why I say soulless. But for you, it's like it's actually part of just the whole branding of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's fucking the Laugh House, dog. It's like that's who did it.
Well,
you know
it comes down to the creator, and when it comes down to me,
right.
I didn't create this to like. I wanted to be a successful person in this society, and I wanted to actually inspire people and impact. That's the biggest thing, inspiring. Like being rich and having a lot of wealth is not what really like made me create the Laugh House. I created the Laugh House out of like my genuine imagination. Yeah. And it was like, all right, I made it go off my own life. I'm a Libra, so like it's all about balance for me. So lost and found. You can't find yourself until you lose yourself. You can't lose yourself till you find yourself. So it's like it kind of just works both ways. And I realized in life, I always had my downs, I always had my ups. Like, and it was just like, yo, something about that just keeps you going. Like when you down and you really feel like, yo, like I got hit back to back with some bullshit. Yeah. Just know, and like a month from now or a couple weeks from now, you're not even gonna be worrying about it. Like there's probably some shit like 2 years ago that really had you down bad, and you probably don't even really think about it anymore. Like you surpassed it, like you moved past it. So.
But those things really do inform like the rest of your life almost. It's almost like stepping stones. Yeah, I agree. And
it's like a blueprint.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, but that's a good point. It's like some like people go through crazy shit that like after a while they kind of don't even think about, but it really influences who you end up becoming, like as a person. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, the production company thing. The reason I find the Laugh House so cool, because I guess, you know, if we want to, that's like the most basic label we can call it, just the production company. It's much more than that, but I'm just gonna use that just to make my point, which is like, I've always thought this: Philly doesn't have many production companies. Yeah. Like, if at all. There's only like a couple that I can think of. One of them is like downtown. I'm not even gonna say the name. I used to like. I guess technically I'm still an intern, although they never like check. I just kind of stopped doing shit for them, and then it just kind of dissolved. Yeah. I guess maybe technically I'm still on their fucking payroll or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But all that to say, I remember when I applied to that, you know, production company was because in the interview process, they ask you, oh, why did you want to apply here? I'm like, well, because I applied here because there's literally no more production companies. Like I've always thought about that in terms of Philly being in the entertainment industry. Yeah. There's not really that many opportunities. They always say you gotta go to New York, you gotta go to LA. But I've tried looking like, what the fuck are the opportunities that I can find here in Philly? And there aren't many. So the fact that you've kind of taken that up on yourself to be like, no, I'm gonna start this production company that is in Philly. It's in other places, right? It's in LA.
It's wherever I go.
Okay, honestly. Well, wherever you go.
So like I'm in South Jersey. That's literally I'm literally like in Camden. I'm 10 minutes away from the bridge. Okay. Like I can walk to Philly. So it's like I'm in Philly, South Jersey. I'm in Philly, and I'm in LA because I'm always like going out there. Like I have family out there. So.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So so there's in multiple places, but. You know, I live in Philly, and that's kind of like everything I look at is through the Philly lens, because I do find it interesting how much talent there is in Philly and the lack of opportunities in Philly.
Philly has so much talent.
Isn't that crazy though? Like, because and this is also why I wanted to get you in here, because I appreciate the fact that what you're doing is actually giving opportunities to the talented people in Philly. Yeah, it's almost like, and I'm just gonna tell you this right now, I truly do believe you're like the first to tap into a gold mine that is going to be exploited in a couple years from now. Like, there's going to be so many, like, rich white, you know, producers or, like, suits that are going to realize how many, you know, talented people there are in Philly, and they're going to start, like, scouring. You know how they do it. It's always
they start
like
scouting. Once they see, like, oh, hold on, there's something coming out of there.
Exactly. And they go Once they see, like, the one person kind of blowing up, because they're all fucking, you know, they work like a hive mind, you know what I mean? It's like one person does something, and now they all got to do it, right? Yeah. Because they go after the money. It makes sense. But, like, I just think the Laugh House is, like, the first to really tap into all the crazy talent that's in Philly. So just by you being one of the first, already, in my mind, makes you, like, very successful. Because, like, I just see all the artists that are coming from Philly, you know, people who you're making music video or producing music videos for that are, like, yeah, these are kind of like stars in my mind. So it's like, as soon as they blow up, like I said, like that's when all the other people in the music industry or whatever industry, film industry, whatever, are going to start like looking in and be like, okay, so is that what you saw was that the reason why you wanted to start like a kind of like a production company? Like what inspired you to like want to inspire other people through the Laugh House?
So, all right. So the Laugh House, it first started out as a clothing brand. It started as Laugh, which was lost and found. But like, I had a hard time. I was in college, so I had a hard time gathering like money to actually start a clothing line. Like, and I'm very picky, so I needed like, if I made it and it looks cheap to me, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not gonna wear it. So like, I wanted the top quality I can do. Yeah. But I was always shooting videos and editing since my senior year of high school. Okay. So it was like, yo, I'm gonna just make Laugh and the Laugh House become one thing altogether. Like, just make it become like that film production company. Put the clothes and the videos together. So I'm gonna just so I can start pushing the brand now. But the whole idea of the clothes was so people can wear things that can resemblance like the real attributes of life. Like actually going like I was gonna release clothes. Like I'm still gonna actually do this, but I'm gonna release like clothing lines where it's like one season it's going to be the Lost line where everything is more like it's kind of on the gloomy side. It's for the people who want to express their pain with their clothes, and then on Found it's going to be more positive, a little bit more uplifting, a little bit more colors. That's cool. Like so that's
a cool concept.
So I kept that mission statement within the entire brand. So as I do my videos, I stay moving like that. So what's so great about the Laugh House is that when I work with all these different artists, I'm at the same time I'm connecting everybody. Yeah. Because there's like people seeing like, oh wait, you know, I saw you shot a video for him. He's hard. I never heard of him. And then they'll DM that person. They'll start working. Or I have somebody be like, yo, like that dude you shot a video with, like he's fire. Like I'm like, oh, I could tap you in. I could, you know, like whatever you trying to do. It's like I want to see everybody expand, everybody go up. Yeah,
that's the only way to truly be successful in any industry you're in. It's like by making those connections. Yeah, networking is what they call it. But yo, it's interesting that you're saying this because this goes with something I actually talked about back when Cameo was the co-host. Cameo, where the fuck are you? You know, she just dipped.
She went to school, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. I'm just joking. Yeah. I'm like you gotta come back at a certain point.
I didn't know
she was
the fuck. I didn't know she was a co-host. I thought she was just always on the show.
No, yeah, she was. She became the co-host for a while. Like, that's funny. People didn't realize because you know you could just think, oh, she's in the episode often, but like, no, yeah, she was literally the co-host. No, but back when she was the co-host, we talked within an episode where we talked about the lack of like everybody in Philly looking out for themselves. Yeah. And how we said like that has to change. I feel like there needs to be somebody or something, you know, whatever that helps people connect with each other and be successful that way and help each other and build the entire city, right? Because I think that's part of the reason why Philly has been lacking in that sense. It's because everybody feel like they gotta do it on their own. They gotta
feed for themselves. They can't trust nobody.
Exactly. They don't feel safe in Philly.
Everybody got animosity on the low too, so it's like
exactly. And so you don't want to like try to build something in Philly. And also, you know, traditional wisdom is like New York or LA, right? But I always thought it's because I feel like there's not a safe space or safe place for creatives to get together and do shit. Yeah. And that's exactly what you're doing with the Laugh House, as you just said. You're like connecting people. Yeah. They feel like, oh shit, you work with them, let me try to, and then you're building obviously this you know, this large network of creatives that there's so many of in Philly that are just afraid to get started. But yeah, that's just really cool, man. Like I just think you're just like I said, I think you just first tap into a fucking gold mine. Thank you. And soon enough,
well, you know, that's really my goal too. Mm-hmm. Like I always felt like, you know, even like Philly's sort of like South Jersey too. Like North Jersey is more like New York. They got their own type of culture. New York is they help each other, very connected. They got their own problems. Yeah. But like far as like South Jersey and Philly, like we're so close. Yeah. And like everybody in South Jersey goes to Philly to do shows. Like we don't really got no venues out here. But it's like I felt like as far as like a real brand that I can represent everybody. You know what I'm saying? I can like shoot a video for almost anyone. I feel like I could do any type of like genre, and I plan on getting a space. I plan on getting like an actual studio, where like
that's people, like the ultimate.
Like where I got an actual like office. People come in, like they come and shoot. Photographers could do what they got to do. That's people could just hang out. It's gonna be like a cool little rec room, like to the point where it's like, I don't know, like shout out Rec Philly though. Like definitely shout out Rec Philly. Like
shout out Rec Philly.
They're at like. The only reason I feel you. The only reason I'm saying shout out Rec Philly is because like they start at the bottom and they work their way up and they definitely put a dent into like the culture. Right. Like that is still a big butterfly effect.
That's what I failed to mention earlier was talking about production companies or like production spaces. Yeah, Rec Philly really is kind of like they kind of have a monopoly on it. They're kind of the only major one. Yeah. So definitely shout out to them. They built that up in a city where like that's production companies aren't that. Yeah.
I feel like they're on a whole different like plane now, like far as like where their business is going. I still want to be like a little bit more underground with it.
Well, yeah, they're very much they're doing the memberships and stuff, and I mean whatever. I mean the only reason I'm laughing is because I've had somebody on the podcast who kind of shit talked them a little bit, so I'm just laughing. It's like okay, well shout out to
people
them.
Could definitely have their feelings about certain things.
Yeah, people have their feelings. It has its reputation.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like their credit system. Like I don't like the credits. Like as an editor, I don't want to like go in there and like use like all my credits for the month to edit for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's very like you said, it's kind of corporate. It's just basically it's just almost like they're treating creativity and creatives like a gym membership, which maybe they need it to be sustainable, which is fine, right?
Yeah,
but
I mean, they're providing a lot, I do like the fact that you can, like, rent equipment and stuff.
Yeah, that's
It's like, if it could fit how you work, then Rec Philly is definitely the best place
true.
For
There's
you,
some people that like to work that way. There's a lot of different types of personalities. But I guess it doesn't truly really work for, like, the truly creative, want to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, like, I need... 12 hours, like,
exactly, like total creative control.
And I'm tired of Philly parking tickets. Like,
right,
Rec Philly has no parking.
You're right. It's also downtown. To be honest, Rec Philly almost feels like it's just a place for creatives in Philly to get guests to come on their podcast because you don't want to invite somebody to their house. Oh shit, that's exactly what I did. Whatever. It's a nice enough apartment, but if it was like fucking Drake or something, it's like you don't know.
Definitely got a nice setup though.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate.
I like the lights.
Because for this one, because I got this apartment because I wanted to move out on my own, but also it doubles as a fucking studio. So like I literally just treat this as a studio. I barely watch shit on the TV anymore because it's like it's also hot in the summer here, so I just stay in my room, but. It almost feels like this is just like a studio right here, which is part of the reason I got an apartment on my own. But
that's why we going 141 weeks straight.
Yeah, I mean, well, it wasn't all here. It used to be like in my parents' basement. So imagine inviting people to your parents' basement. Yeah. That's even fucking worse. I don't even know how I got guests. It was mostly my friends, but that's how I was able to.
You didn't let it stop you though. You kept going.
No, yes, I did. But whatever. I tend to turn things around too much. Let me go back to you. So you were talking about you wanting to get your own space, right? Which I think it's like. Your own space for any creative, it's almost like the goal.
I just need a big ass room.
Yeah, man.
And I could just go crazy.
And you do what exactly, bro? Just a space where people can just do whatever. It's so cool. But I was gonna ask. Oh yeah, I was gonna bring this up as well. Part of the reason I got you on this podcast, one is because Lexani. Yeah. Well, whatever. Well, I said it in the Spanish way.
Nah, that's the homie.
I said it with the accent. She actually brought you up on the podcast that we did that I did with her. Yeah. And she was, I think it was on a podcast or maybe off top, but she just said I should get you on, and I like looked into you and the Laugh House. I already knew of the Laugh House, but I guess I didn't know who what's the mastermind behind it. But
I figured that's what happened. Yeah. Like I peeped that y'all set that up, and then exactly. I was like, okay, I see the butter. I see the little.
That's how it started. She put me on. She was like, oh, he's the one, and then I saw what it really was, and that you were behind him. Like, I definitely got to get him on. But also the reason I got you on is because you are kind of a behind the scenes kind of person, which I find very interesting. Especially because obviously you're like a production company in its face sounds boring. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, you're dealing with the equipment and, the fucking scouting. And it's all very like, it's not necessarily what a creative does. Yeah. But I like, the I guess you could call them producers or like the people behind the scenes. Because they're the ones that make shit happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, let me see if I can make this more clear. Like, what am I trying to say? Certain creatives can be their own way.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. You deal with artists all the time. You know how artists can be and creatives. They can be, pretty unique. They're like kind of almost hard to manage because they are that creative. But I'm just thinking of like, I just like the behind the scenes because I feel like those people don't get acknowledged often.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Not at all. Like, they really don't.
This is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm glad you got my point.
No, I definitely get what you're saying.
Took me like 30 seconds to get to that, but that's my point. It's like, I want to acknowledge the people behind the scenes because they're just as important, if maybe not more.
The people in front of the camera.
Exactly, because they're the ones that are able to put people in certain positions. And just the fact that there's one here in Philly that's giving opportunities to a lot of Philly artists, it's like, come on, dog. Like, you got to talk about that. So that's why I got you here. Well, you don't have to answer this next question, but I'm just going to put this out there. I tend to like also, people behind the scenes because they're kind of, at least for a podcast, they're kind of better because creatives or certain artists, I've had a couple on the podcast, they tend to be kind of too cool for certain things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, you don't got to answer. You don't got to say nothing.
They be on a Playboy Cardi.
Yeah. And it's like when I'm trying to have an interesting conversation about the Philly scene, I don't want to hear Playboy Cardi ad-libs. You know what I mean?
Like,
like I want to actually have an in-depth conversation, and that's just who they are. But I will always found the people. I don't
know, man. Next question.
Exactly. Any interviewer that's done an interview with like an artist or something can attest to that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just they make their thing, and then I'm over here trying to get a meaningful conversation.
I feel like as an artist, especially as like a musical artist, like that gains a lot of fans and influence. You should definitely practice like how you are in front of a camera when it comes to like talking, and because that's where the real fans come from. That's where like the people who like I listened to his podcast or I listened to his interview and like I related so much more. Now the music matters even more. Like it's all about connecting with people. And if you can't connect with people outside of the music, your music just better be that good. You know what
it has to be incredible. It has to be fucking Kendrick Lamar level or something.
Like personalities, whatever. Even Kendrick, how Kendrick carry himself, like he, if anything, he sounds like he carries himself like a political leader, in my opinion.
Yeah, he does. I mean, and you can see in a lot of recent things he's done. Even like in that Baby Keem song, we were listening to Baby Keem, like that Baby Keem song. He says something like, "I'm not a trending topic. I'm a prophet."
Yeah,
which tells you like how he sees himself, and it basically confirms what you're saying.
Yeah, some people are like really living life, and some people are just like letting life control them.
Yeah, letting social media control them. Which I mean, I've talked enough about how much I hate social media, but we can move on. That's I'm beating that point to. What's the phrase? Like you beating a dead horse, or like beating a dead horse?
Yeah, that too.
That's kind of what I'm doing. But let's get back to you. So it turned from the clothing brand to like an overall brand, and then were you specifically thinking you wanted to produce music videos for people, or how did that come about? So
the music videos came. So what happened is I went to college for film, so I wanted to do like movies and the big blockbuster stuff. So, but in film school, they were trying to make me go through all these prerequisites. They were trying to like make me wait all these years. So I was like, you know what? I got all these creative people on campus right now who are making music. I got a camera. I could take pictures and shoot videos. So that's all I did. And as I was doing that, I was getting so much more attention on social media and around school and around campus than I was in my classroom. Yeah. So it was like, and then it was just like, I don't know. I don't need this. I can definitely like do this on my own. And I think this is what college is all about. College is about going there and figuring out what you need and getting out. Right. Like, so in that way, you paid exactly for what you needed. I paid it for about like 2 years. Good thing I didn't take out any loans. Everything was just good. I got like a lot of like grants and scholarships. Yeah, that's so good. I made it work off monthly payments, but but even just that like is worth kind of. It could be that it's not fucking Drexel. There's like $70,000 a year, but it's like. It can be reasonable to pay a certain amount just to make the connections with people. Yeah. Like meet people who are on the same path you are. Yeah. And then fucking. Bro, you can ask people. When I first got to like rowing, I was telling people, I'm like dropping out sophomore year. I'm just like something's gonna happen with my video career. Yeah. Like I was just speaking it into existence. Cool. Yeah. And about time that sophomore year came, it happened, and I didn't even remember. Somebody told me, he was like, "Yo, remember?" You said that shit. Like in like our summer PCI, you was saying like. You was gonna drop out sophomore year for the video, and you really did. I was like, yo, like I really left that summer and really like went up to like North Jersey and like started just going full-time video artist. And like it's crazy. I sacrificed it all. Like I was just like, fuck school.
Yeah, that's
I ain't coming back.
Yeah, and oh man, that's the thing with film school or any school is that those classes are like their curriculum is so specific. It like they're kind of training you for something very specific.
Yeah,
which like, is like,
where's the creativity?
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
Why is there so many lines and boxes?
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started with the fucking, the save the cat fucking bullshit with those books, the script writing books, and the fucking,
my favorite class in film school was going there. We were watching the HBO show.
Is it a crime show? Is it a comedy drama?
It's
The Sopranos, like
it's
The
really,
Wire.
It's really big. It's new. It's
Game of Thrones.
It's they're like
True Detective, like
no, they're like in this fake simulation. Westworld. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Westworld.
Damn.
We was watching Westworld.
This is why he's here.
Shout out Jody.
Exactly. This is why you're here, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get in front of the camera if you want.
Yeah,
you can lean more. You know what I mean? He's gonna let us know what show we're talking about.
All right,
you know what I mean? But yes, Westworld.
But yeah, we was watching Westworld, and we'll just watch episodes. I'm like, all right, class is over. Like, what did you see with the camera angle? And
that's it.
Yeah, like it was just real simple. Some people's falling asleep, but
yeah, I mean,
other than that, like.
But yeah, you're right. It's the listen, and this is something that truly like annoys me to my core. It's when they try to set up guidelines for creativity. I understand the use of it. I understand the reason they do that is so people can easier, they can get into it easier, or like they have a base to start from.
Yeah,
I can understand that, but it comes to a certain point where I feel like any creative or any good creative, it's almost like I guess the definition of visionary. It's almost like you see something in your head and you want to put it in real life.
Yeah,
like it's as simple as that. It could be a song that you hear in your head. It's like, oh, I want this to make this song. It's like, oh, it's this movie that I want to make. It's this music video. But you just see it in your head, and then you just try to put it out exactly as you see it.
That's how I process it.
That's how I am with a lot of the stuff I do with the podcast, or just anything, really. It's how I approach it. And so, like, when let's say, because for one of my classes, right, we had to do this, like, short film. And they give you, like, this set of, like, shots. Like, and this is very common for any film school or whatever. They're like, oh, you have to have this 5-shot sequence. It has to be the fucking medium shot and the wide shot and the close up, and it's like, and they give you the exact order that it has to be. Yeah. And I see that, I'm like, what the fuck,
bro? You can literally hear from the greatest directors. They're like, none of them really paid attention in film school. They was just like, you don't need that shit. You just need to like do it on your own. Like, bro, there's so many directors out there that really just kind of just do whatever the fuck they want. And it's such at a big budget level, they can just hire people to make things. So on the point, you're just visioning right now. So I don't really want to like be like I kind of just want to like write scripts and stuff.
Okay.
And like I would like to have a main director, but I would like to co-direct. Because like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'll be more comfortable with another person, like until at least I can understand the film. Like how film works inside and out. Yeah. Like to the point where it's like like I understand just the like the science to it.
Yeah.
So
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess this goes with a question I usually ask people when I get them on the podcast. It's like, there's two types of goals. I think. What's your like realistic? Well, no. Let me throw that word out. I don't even know why I use that. What's your like ultimate goal and like ultimate goal? Do you know what I mean by that? Because we all have like the one thing that we really want to do. It's like, that's the thing I want to do. And then there's a thing that kind of slightly above that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can give you an example for me so you understand what I'm trying to say. It's like my ultimate goal is to let's say have a I got it. So my ultimate goal is to kind of have like not a production, like a content brand similar to like BuzzFeed or fucking Genius, like those kind of places, right? Or like where there's like hosts and then they have different shows across different platforms.
Our Generation, like music.
Exactly, like something like that.
I fuck with them.
They're great, and he's cool.
Shout out Hakeem.
Yeah, he's definitely another person that's doing that, like something really cool, just building his own brand, his own like content.
Yeah, I ran into him in LA.
That's cool.
At one of the Nirvana shows.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, he's cool. I tapped in with his his videographer he had around.
Oh,
we follow each other on Instagram.
That's great. Yeah, because I love what he's doing on his platform. But
yeah, and people like that don't get a lot of attention. So
this is what I'm saying.
So you can literally go up to them and talk to them. They're gonna just appreciate that. Like a lot of these artists, they get people hitting them all the time. So they're just I always got somebody telling me they like my music or
exactly.
I'm their biggest artist or their favorite artist. Yeah. So shout out the behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes people. You're so right. I appreciate those people much more because I know how much hard. Well, listen, let me not. I understand what they go through, especially with somebody like I set up everything here.
Yeah.
Like I've over the years of trying to get this podcast to be better, I do it all. So I have to learn about the fucking audio, video, 3-point lighting, all this bullshit that nobody even typically thinks of, right? And I've learned about all this shit while doing this podcast, and now I understand. This shit is kind of hard for the people that have to deal with logistics of building shit. Like you see a music video, it's this music video is cool. But you just think, this artist has a really cool music video. You don't think, this director is fire.
Yo, I used to say that all the time. That used to frustrate me in college. I'm not going to lie. I had a whole nother brand before the Laugh House that was meant to help artists who literally were behind the scenes. I used to tell people, yo, Drake's new video was fire, but I'm Drake didn't edit it.
Yeah, it's not.
Drake didn't. I'm pretty sure Drake did not write the treatment. He probably added his little sense in there for his brand. But as far as the shots, the lighting, the sound, the sound design, there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want the fame and attention, but I still feel
should be appreciated.
Artists deserve to be appreciated and credited. You don't gotta you're not gonna I feel if you don't make music, you're not gonna really be famous like that. So it's
right, exactly.
Unless you're doing something outside of that career field.
I think I want to title this episode Unsung Heroes because I think that's what they are. It's almost like the people who make your favorite people look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
exactly.
and they may not necessarily want the attention, like you said, because they're not in that kind of industry, but they should still be appreciated, even if you don't have to fucking,
Bro,
praise them.
I've done videos, I've played people's songs, and they're I don't know, I don't like this song. It might grow on me. Yeah. I drop a video for it, and they're yo, this song's hard. There's so many times where it's my videos made somebody's song actually sound a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Or just because you could put a vision to it. It's like that with a lot of videographers, but when I edit, it's really all about can you feel it?
Yeah. Well, a good example of that, recent example, was that Drake song "Way Too Sexy," right? I remember people, it's still polarizing. People either like it or don't like it, but when the video came out and the video was funny, right? It's Drake with a fucking gut or whatever. You know what I mean? They're trying to be funny. I saw a lot of people in the comments. It was just at first I didn't like this song, but now I understand the tone of it. You know what I mean? Now I understand it's supposed to be funny.
It's the audio and the vision, the audio and the vision. It clicks together.
It does,
and you can fully see the vision.
And you hear the music a different way because it has now a tone that you can listen to it
I
a lens.
I know the vibe. I know what you're
exactly. In somebody who's we can keep talking about music videos because something interesting I read that has to do with Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar is that apparently, Kendrick tells all his artists or all the people that he works with, is that whenever you make a song, you have to think of the video. He says that the video is just as important as the music nowadays.
It is.
And I found that interesting because then you start to see all these new artists that are coming out, right? Or let's use Baby Keem for example because he's kind of, you could say he's kind of like Kendrick Lamar's protege. If you see Baby Keem's music videos from before he even blew up, them shits were so carefully done.
Yeah.
People, I remember because I started listening to him in late 2019 when he dropped his last album, "Die For My Bitch." There was a song. I don't remember which video, but I saw a video. Didn't have that many views, but I remember people seeing on the comments "Yo, what the fuck? This video is almost like a movie," and they were shocked because he wasn't the biggest artist in the world. But they'd never seen a kind of underrated or underground artist put that much care into a video.
What's funny about Baby Keem is he was actually one of my favorite artists when I first found him. I actually followed him. He had 10,000 followers, and
that's crazy.
I was already hearing rumors that he was Kendrick's nephew.
Right.
So my favorite video by him was Mosh Pit.
Yes, bro.
Think I got a sense for a mosh pit. Likes on the gram, make a bitch think she poppin'.
And like the fact that he finessed that without even actually playing his song and was able to do that, like that drum was so hard. And like,
oh wait, I didn't know that. I did not. So that wasn't even.
He jumped in a whole parade, and like he just pretended it was the song.
And that's kind of genius too, because the video slowed down, so it didn't have to like match a tempo. It's just like it was slowed down, like, you know, of people jumping up and down.
Nah, that drum was definitely like, it was genius.
And the fact that it was like a minute long for like the first part of that song, and that was it. That was also unique. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. And then let me just say this: then you see Tyler the Creator kind of doing that with his recent music, where it's just like 45 seconds or like a minute. And then you saw Kevin. So it's like it kind of became its own thing where like there's people now doing a music video for like a snippet of the song, which I think might be some business shit because they want people to go listen to the song on top of watching the video. Oh, that's good. Yeah. You're saying so. Okay, that's good. I think maybe in the editing process I'll also put it in the podcast so people can see what we're talking about. But basically, what I'm saying is that the importance of music videos couldn't be more overstated. If that makes sense. If somebody like Kendrick Lamar, who you could say is one of the, you know, most best artists, you know, won a fucking Pulitzer Prize for, you know, for fuck's sake, it's like one of the biggest awards you can win. If even he's like, when you think of a song, you got to think of the video. It's no more like it's like a second thought. It's like you don't want to. Now you have to. And you know something I realized with visuals as well that kind of goes with that is with the podcast, because there was a good 10 episodes. Well, the first like 5 episodes or like 10 episodes of the podcast I didn't have video because I just wanted it to be a podcast or whatever, but you know, enough people asked, so like I started recording it with my phone, right? But then there was like last year there was a 10 episode period where like the camera kept dying on me and I didn't know what the fuck to do. I didn't have enough money to buy a new camera, so I would just set it up, and if it died, and I'll just post whatever, record it. So I wouldn't have the full episodes, and I realized, nah, this is like, at that point I was like, there's no, like, at this point in content you can't have something that's only audio. There has to be a video component. They gotta see it too. They gotta see it. And I'm like, damn, that's great. I didn't even think about it, but like, people are just consuming anything through video, right? It could be a podcast. They always on their phones anyway, so like they're always looking at something, right?
Because it's like if you expect to play audio, best believe that person's listening and doing something physically else. So if you got that visual, they'll probably physically just be watching it now, and you got the undivided attention.
Yes, bro. Yeah, it's crazy. And you're in that business, so you know what I mean. And things are looking up. If all that shit becomes as important as I think it will be,
that's why I feel like I have such an important job. Like, I feel like it's like my job to really like guide people where they need to go, because people don't understand visuals, like music is a very important job. A lot of people just be making music and don't realize that they be influencing people to like do certain things. Right. So it's like, when I get into like my process where I can either team up with artists and we can really sit down and create a concept based off their music that can really like teach people something about reality in our life, or you know, I'm gonna get in like my short film phase where I'm doing short films, and you know, I'm gonna do shooting a lot of short films. They're working together with Jody on them, so we definitely gonna have like stuff coming like in the winter outside the music videos. Like after like December, I'm going to kind of just fall back on music videos, but you're still going to get content and clothes. But I'm probably just going to be doing some like short films.
That's I don't know. You could call it that. You could call that an exclusive. I want to put a fucking exclusive like banner on top of this. It's like, you know what I mean? The Laugh House short films coming next. It's that's pretty cool.
But I don't know. I still like creating for people, you know? Like maybe I just like, you know, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Well, whatever. Do. I mean,
I might just say fucking still do it.
Yeah. Well, short films are just cool. Like I've been thinking about how cool just like telling a certain story in like a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Like how cool that is.
Definitely really short films. Not like 30 minutes. But more like you get like a whole like reality check in like 8 minutes.
Yeah, bro.
And I feel like you can invest nice little 8 minutes just to like watch this film.
Yeah. You can. Something like that. Coming. I think. So what?
All length videos is coming.
Yeah. That's I just think like short films are pretty cool just in general. I definitely want to do some on my own. But I don't even know how we got to this point. I can try to retrace the steps, but I'm not going to. I was gonna give the example of like my ultimate goal and my ultimate goal. I think that's what we were talking.
Oh yeah, that was we like a question far back.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah,
bro, what did I tell you? I don't know if it's recorded or if it was before the camera.
You said you wanted like your own like your own brand, like a
no. Yeah, I remember that. But I'm just saying, like, do you remember? I don't know if it was before we started recording or after. But I told you, it was like, there's going to be moments in this podcast where we go on 20-minute tangents about something.
Yeah, you did tell me. That was right before we started.
It's like...
You ended up catching it, though.
Yeah, well, that's... I guess my job as a host is try to fucking bring it, as many tangents as we go on and try to, like, bring it back to, like, the main branch. But, so that's my ultimate goal, like, accounting house. Ultimate goal is becoming one of the biggest media companies in the world. Do you get the difference there?
Yeah.
Where it's like, one is more attainable than the other.
Yeah.
One is almost like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I
get it though.
I just always have those two goals. Just like the one goal I tell people, and then there's the other goal I don't really tell people because it sounds insane.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you just know, okay, this is what I want to do.
All right.
So what's the like ultimate goal? First ultimate goal.
So my first ultimate goal would just be like, to definitely be like one of the top like creative entrepreneurs, like film directors. Like I got like the Laugh House has its own like actual like building.
Yes.
You know, you can walk in. There's a basketball court. There's some editing stations over there. There's some like couches, like on some real like, yo, this is like a creative hub.
Like a community center.
Yeah, and
I was gonna bring up Lyrical Lemonade. Is that something that you look at?
Lyrical Lemonade is definitely like a business inspiration.
Yeah.
Like I watch most of his videos all the time. Especially when I was in college. Yeah. I didn't really like try to copy his style because he was just so like popping.
Very specific.
It was very specific. So it was like, yo, like I love the idea of Lyrical Lemonade though. Like he literally has his own brand. And I'm like, I can do the same thing and just add my own little sauce to my videos.
Yeah, because think about like I'm trying to think of like places that were that known for just making a music video. You know what I mean? Like, or making music videos.
It wasn't really like brands like that popping. He made it like the really first like cool. Like he made it cool.
Exactly.
Like he made it cool as hell. And I was like, yo, I can. Like my whole idea was, all right. I hated the fact that people just call me like a cameraman or try to like play me out. I'm like, bro, I'm just as important as that person on stage right now. Y'all don't even realize that. So now the way I do is I carry myself as like a rapper, like you know what I mean. Like when I walk in, like walk in like a function or whatever.
Right.
You know, I'm a network, and it's like, yo, I can provide something for you. I have this and that.
Yes.
You want to know me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not like I don't like being quiet. Like I'm a very laid back person, but at the same time, you know,
you're passionate about your shit, so it's like
like, you know, if I was like cool with Drake, you know, people calling like, yo, Drake, make sure you bring Shino too. We need him there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like he's always in the conversation.
Yeah, you want to be like your own entity and not like just the cameraman.
Yeah,
like you said.
And that's just like my ultimate goal, to be able to have that brand. I'm doing festivals. I got the clothes going. I got like the short films. Like everything is just like millions of views. Like the money's there. I'm financially good. But like my ultimate goal, like after all of that, is really to be like I want to be able to just like live life how it's supposed to live. I want to be able to really like give back everything I got.
Okay.
Like I don't want to be like, I'm not saying I want to give all my money away, but it's like it's so much more that could be taught to people. Like
I see what you're saying.
Like a lot of people, like people are getting attacked in a lot of ways in this reality, and they don't realize it. So I feel like my whole goal is to inspire people to break out of a box and actually create for themselves. And like and express themselves and create peace within themselves and within their life. And at the end of the day, find yourself. You know what I'm saying? If I can help millions of people find themselves, or somebody was like, yo, like this guy just said, he said fuck it and dropped out of school and followed his dreams. Like I'm gonna do the same thing. And it's just like, bro, who cares? Like it's just life. Just do what you gotta do. Like
I definitely relate with what you're saying, and that's funny because another, I guess, ultimate goal that it's been in the back of my head, but I don't really think about it because I want to first be in a certain position to even try to accomplish it. But it's like a place pure. I think, you know what? Ultimately, I think one of my goals is also like create basically what Rec Philly is, with like the equipment and being able to take it in and out, but like completely free, like a non-profit.
Wow.
Because I think, just like you're saying, I feel like a lot of people want to break out of a certain box they're in, but they just don't know how or don't know where to begin.
They trapped in that system. Fuck the economy.
Yeah, man.
Like I know we all got nice things, but at the end of the day, we paying for water. Like
it's crazy. Yeah, we're paying for certain.
You might
shit
as well put air in the bottle and sell it to me.
And
bro,
it's probably coming, bro. It's when the air gets bad enough outside.
They're like purified air.
Yeah, like real air. This is gonna be the nice air.
Yo, bro, can you bring 2 air bottles out? I'm kind of parched. I've been having a hard time breathing, bro.
Yeah, this fucking smog is fucking with me. Yeah, no, you're it's fucked up, but yeah, I can definitely see that coming.
Good will prevail at the end of the day, and that's why I'm here to literally I'm starting to have a problem with people who make music that's very negative. It's non-progressive. It's very yo, you're just talking about killing people and literally selling drugs to your same people. They're rapping about things they've been influenced that they probably don't even do. I respect artists. You know, if you're in the trenches and you go through a lot, I've lived there. It's okay to rap about it, but don't glorify it.
Yeah,
it's more like it's okay to rap about your pain and what you see.
There's a thin line, and people kind of miss that where before speaking your truth and glorifying it. There's definitely a thin line.
Yeah, and I feel like Lil Durk glorifies it like crazy. Yes, and it's for someone who loses people, bro, his people die. People you see every day, and for you to still glorify it is you just manifesting that.
I think the glorification is definitely fucked up. But like I said, it's a thin line. Sometimes they don't even know they're glorifying it.
Yeah,
because sometimes they think, oh, I'm just rapping about what I know, versus wait, because people don't stop and think, wait, is the way that I'm rapping about this, am I showing all the negative consequences of it? Because that's the difference. Glorifying is when you only show, once in a while you mention the negative parts, but most of the time it's just the positive, right?
Yeah.
But the people who actually speak their truth and talk about the real shit, they show both sides. It's somebody who comes to mind is Vince Staples. I've been listening to his music recently.
That's a perfect example.
The way he raps about that kind of shit, when he was streets, it's not fun.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
It's nothing to be a part of. It's yo, we live like this because we had to. We caught in the whole system. It's bigger than rap.
Yeah.
And this is the only way I can express, because there's people in that same position who can't relate to somebody who's not in that field. You need sometimes you need a Vince Staples. Some dudes need a little Durk. That's just how it is. But at the same time, you gotta realize music is like mind control.
Yeah.
And you gotta be careful.
How it affects people.
You gotta be careful. And it's if you're not helping get people get out of this fucked up system, then you not really on our side. And and it's just how society is. Some people don't see it that way. Some people just want to make their money because they've been deprived from it.
Yeah.
But it's when you get there, bro, you gotta realize hold up.
It's way more,
It's way bigger than this. Yeah. I can help so many other people not feel like me instead of just keep making money off of them.
Man, that's just such a...
It's all about what you want. It's your values.
Yeah, it is. It comes down to values. Some people's values are more honorable than others, we could say. But no, I totally agree with what you're saying of trying to help people. Because I was saying earlier, certain people want to get out. It's almost things in social media or just the world, it's almost making people stay in a box. And people deep down, I think most people... There's certain people who are just, the way they operate as a person, they're very analytical, very organized, so they're going to do the cubicle. Yeah. Some people love the cubicle, right? People are different. They love that kind of lifestyle.
Give me my directions. I can follow. Exactly. Some people can live like that,
And that's just how certain people are, and I've been, learning that recently. Some people, that's just how they are, and that's what they love, right? And everybody does whatever. But there are people who do those things. They want to get out of that, but just the way society is kind of structured, it makes it so hard for you to get out of it, right? Yeah. As you probably noticed by you trying to do your own thing. It's same thing with me and the podcast. It's just constant people why are you doing this way? What exactly are you doing? That's the question I hate the most. And I feel like a lot of creatives can relate to it, because it's we know what the fuck we want to do. But there's always that question, people always ask you, what exactly do you want to do? And then it's you're trying to verbalize that. For me, I have a hard time putting into words exactly what I want to do and exactly how I'm going to get there. That's the biggest one. I've been struggling with that, especially because, I told my parents, I'm not going to be a fucking lawyer, right? And they're okay, that's fine. You went
to law school?
No, I didn't. They actually thought I was going to law school for 2 years until I had to tell them. Yeah. Because they just went on for too long. But then they found out, okay, you don't want to be a lawyer. So, okay, you want to do this, right? How do you want to do it? It's like, if you're not going to be a lawyer, tell me exactly what you want to reach and how you want to do it. I haven't been able to give them an answer. Like, I honestly just tell them, I'm like, I don't know. I'll tell you when I have the plan or when it becomes clear to me. As of right now, it's just something I want to do and I think I'm going to be successful at. It's kind of just like a feeling. Yeah. It's a gut feeling. It's just
that
a gut
intuition, bro. Just
that intuition.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's how life's supposed to be.
That inner belief.
Everybody wants you to have your plan and figure it out because you know why? Because that's just how the life works. That's how the world they made for us works, bro. Like we can, like that's
how the corporate work. That's like how they thrive. They
can break out of that. They want us to just go and get a job. They want us to do whatever can help them. And it's like this don't really what you're doing don't benefit them. It benefits us.
Oh my god.
And and they don't want you over there, bro. It's like nah, come over here, help us make us money. But what you're doing is you're exploiting thoughts. You're creating. You're like really getting people to. You're inspiring at the end of the day. Like somebody could be watching this and like, yo, like I can do what he's doing. I got the same setup.
Yeah.
Like
yes,
it can go so far, bro. You never know because people be like too shy to say something.
Well, you know what's interesting? That's something I've also realized. There's definitely people I know that have been inspired to do certain things because they saw me do it. And it's not on like it's nothing arrogant or cocky. It's just simply just seeing somebody do it. Can just seeing somebody do something that you wanted to do will make you want to do it. It just
motivates you. It's like, hold up, this is a lot simpler than I thought. In my mind, I was overcomplicated.
Yeah, it's like, what are people gonna say about it? Are there people gonna hate on it? And then they see you do it, and it's like, oh, you just did it.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, it is also a lot of social pressure for a lot of things that people are not willing to go through, and it takes a couple people, right, to like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna do this that nobody's doing, and then they're like, okay, now I can do it. It's almost like it's forging a path that people can follow behind, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think you're doing with the Laugh House here in Philly. Like, I think you're forging a path of like a unified hub for creatives in Philadelphia and South Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I could say honestly a real bold statement, and this is everybody that's like in Philly. I am the most genuine, like, videographer in Philly, South Jersey, New York, like to explain, like, bro, the amount of love I have for people, it's like I giving people so much breaks on prices just because I feel like their song deserves a great video, just because I feel like I see them working hard. I want them to get there. Like, you know, in college, you know, I had a dorm room I was paying out of pocket for, and I had like 9 people living there. And it was no like you owe me. It was just like, bro, let's just make the best times we can. We all in here. Let's all create. Let's make it happen. That's what I wanted.
Exactly.
I didn't like people needed places to stay. I had it. So, you know, I believe in good karma and giving back and just being genuine. Like that's just how I roll. And like, I don't know. I like making people happy. I like seeing people's energy glow. I like them feeling like they got a second chance.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I feel like sometimes I didn't really have a harsh childhood. Like I had like, you know, life wasn't easy, but I didn't have no trauma, like no real trauma. So it was more the fact that like I feel like I was blessed enough to just be helping other people.
Yeah.
So
well, this is gonna be a real quick side note, and let's see where this goes. But I just want to point out that everybody has their trauma. And I've realized that about myself. We're like, but you compare it to other people's trauma, and you're like, oh, I had nothing.
Yeah.
But then that diminishes you, and it's actually well, okay. This is more of a personal thing that I'm hearing. That sounds like what you just said. Sounds like a way I felt like a while ago. That I'm starting to realize the error in that thinking, because like I used to feel the same way. Like I know so many people that have gone through like wild shit, and I'm like, when you compare it to that, it's like, this is nothing. But then that diminishes the actual trauma that has happened in your life, and then that's actually hurtful in the end. Yeah. So it's just a little quick thing to tell you.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Like everybody, you know, I think everybody has their trauma. No matter how big or small that shape us, what we are, and then makes us a certain way. Yeah. Well, I just want to say this because just so people understand, because it's like we all have our little things that make us who we are, and certain things that we might diminish. That, you know, 10 years from now, you go to therapy, it's like that shit actually fucked you up. Yeah. And it's like the reason why you haven't been able to like see yourself this way or like do this, right? And then, but we think, oh, I didn't really, you know, if you compare it to the big things that people go through, then you feel like, oh, I actually didn't go through anything. But we all go through shit. I guess we just got to deal with it.
I guess you can say the fact that, like, the way I look at life, I'm really good at letting things go and letting things go with the wind. So I'll definitely say I have trauma, but not big enough to the point where it's like, you know, it's affecting like like my daily.
I see what
mood.
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's more the fact I wasn't really deprived of anything. Like, sure. I kind of understood, like, okay, I can't afford this right now, and that's just the kind of how life goes. But I don't know. I feel like I've been in this program before. I've been here for a minute, so like you guys, my mom. When I was a kid, I kind of just was with the flow, man. We could do whatever. We could go out to eat. We could cook. Just give me what I need. I go in my room and just.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say this next thing, and then we're gonna move on from this because I don't. This ain't the type of podcast where it gets like deeply personal. We could go there, but right now we're kind of talking about like just your career. But I just want to say, you for sure have some sort of trauma that prevents you from doing something. Mm-hmm. That's just something I've learned, and any therapist will tell you, and you may not really recognize it right now, but it's there. And I just want to move on.
No. I have. No, we will get right back into it.
All right.
I have trauma that affects like my romantic relationships.
Well, there we go. Okay, see, that's all. See, like, I mean, I'm glad we got there because we all have that thing. It's like, damn, that's fucked up. How like,
baby, don't judge me.
But like, it doesn't stop me from like wanting to give back to people. Of
course,
that's just more like that's just like my personal. Little
that's like, personal. Yeah, but just. That's funny that you gonna exactly. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm just not like I'm working on giving a lot of affection. I'm very like I don't know. Girls always say, "Oh, it's because you're a Libra or this or that." Like but I don't know. They always throw the zodiacs in there. I'm like, listen, bro. Like my name is not Libra. Like I got other characteristics.
I'm a human being.
Like relax.
Yeah,
like,
there's certain things. Exactly.
Listen, I fuck with the zodiacs, but like you can't throw it in every argument. It's like, I mean, you're being such a Libra.
Don't dilute me to that.
You're being such a Libra, like bro. Like,
but what's funny with women and like horoscopes, you kind of just gotta let them be. I've realized that about all the women I know in my life. It's almost like just go with it, bro.
Get out the stars and come here for a second. Why are you always in astrology? Like, I
get it. I mean, listen. I just, like I said, you're never gonna be able to convince them. It was like, maybe it's not. Listen,
and I believe them too, but I believe there's like an extent, like. But
it's a losing battle with women. It's like you're never gonna be able to tell them like, yo, it's not that important. It's like you will never. So you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, really? Yeah. And just like be interested and then just move on. Yeah. It's just so many women in my life where I'm like,
thank you for admitting I had trauma on the podcast.
I'm just listening. I'm just saying. Me. Yeah, my bad, bro.
He's like, nah, don't run from this. You hurt.
We gotta acknowledge. No.
Everybody hurt.
Yeah, but this is overall point is just everybody has their thing, right?
Yeah, everybody has their thing.
I did try to get away from it, and you confirmed it.
Yeah.
So,
well, here's the biggest thing. The reason why I say that is because I lived somebody across the street with me didn't have nothing compared to what I had. Like when I used to grow out of clothes, my mom used to bag them up and we'll give it to him. Yeah. And like it was never no like weird flex. It was never like, oh, you got my stuff on. It was just like in my head, like, oh, that's my shirt. I'm like, what's good, bro? And it would just start our day. So it was like I just always felt like, you know what, this is what I can do for other people.
Oh, interesting. So that's them from when you were younger. You noticed that kind of thing. You were like, I want to do that in the way that I can, which is, creatively.
Bro, like, I was getting frustrated a few weeks ago because I'm like, bro, these music videos ain't doing, like they're not doing the like I wanted to do. Not, like, far as, like, the community impact on the, like, visual community, but, like, for the people. Like, I want to do a Laugh House breakfast drive. Like, like, you just get, like, a park, and we just got, like, some, like, breakfast, and you just come free. Like, just come get some breakfast. And, like, just don't be, like, indulgent, like make sure like everybody get their portions and just have like a vlog going, getting everybody how they feeling today, just get some music playing.
That's a great idea.
And I feel like just raise the vibration, and then I'll just release that, and I feel like it's nice content. It's something to show how serious I am about the people. It's not just about music videos. And that's
it's an overall just lifestyle way of thinking. It's almost like a way of thinking.
Laugh is the way you live life, bro.
Yes.
Like it's just
lost and found. Yeah,
you gotta be lost and
found. There you go. You got to tat it. It's always funny. There's
I got it tatted like on one of my what size? This side.
That one.
Yeah, I got laugh right here.
Yeah, well there you go. That's almost something that like almost all creatives they gotta, because that means when it's tattooed then it's real. It's
it's like nah.
That's how you know I'm serious.
When I was like, oh yeah, this brand's for life. This is what I'm doing.
Exactly. It's almost like exactly. It's almost like a commitment. Like look at this bitch.
That's why I don't be comparing myself to other video directors, because I just feel like I'm not knocking them, but whatever they got going on, that's their mission statement. But for me, I know for sure it's more than the videos. Like,
bro, I relate with a lot of what you're saying, from the down to the fact that for your brand you decided to make it bigger than you. Yeah, that's not common. You know what I've realized, like on the internet, I've been noticing like the actual easiest way for you to get your brand up or brand awareness is to use a person, because like a person people can connect to easier than a brand, right? So in a selfish way, like the selfish way to do like to become successful, it's just like I'm gonna make my name the brand, and is ultimately very like it helps you, you know, achieve success faster. But because with a brand, people feel disconnected. Like it's just the Laugh House like doesn't connect to as much as like your name, for example. Yeah. But the benefit of doing like a Laugh House, or for me, Empty Opinions, like I'm trying to create Empty Opinions as its own brand, right? And not my name, is because it can reach wider than I can, and it can continue after me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
To pass it along.
It can go on forever. It doesn't matter who the fuck is actually at the helm of it. What matters is the actual brand and how many people it can touch. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
So the fact that you decided, that's what separates you from a lot of videographers, obviously, is that, you know, you're under the Laugh House and not like Mike Scott or whatever the fuck.
It's like the way I actually have people that actually work on the Laugh House too. Like,
exactly.
Other Laugh House, I'm kind of like the like CEO, but my also job is like director. So when it comes down to it, like if I had a table, I'm sitting at the table like, all right, guys, so what we doing today? Like, what we need to figure it out. Like, I'm trusting in everybody's opinion at the table, and if you're at that table, best believe I trust in like your creative mindset. So that's just really how I be trying to like.
I don't know, but just creating an overall brand that can fit, you know, more than just you. I think ultimately, I don't know, I just agree with that philosophy of just content creation.
You'd be surprised. Some people thought like I was just posting people's music videos on my channel.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, how much to get my video on the channel? And then I was just like, you know, you want to book a video? Like, no, I have one. Don't you just like post videos on there? I was like, nah, all these videos like
Isn't
I do.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
And it's just like, it's crazy to how people's like perceptions are is when they don't really. Like, sometimes I be forgetting, like, people don't really know who I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and this is why I have you on the podcast. Because, listen, if let me tell you this. See, and this is why I wanted, you know, this can go back to the beginning of the podcast, or what I told you about why I wanted to get you on the podcast, is because the Laugh House is what people know. Yeah. And it actually, you know, I'll say it with the Spanish accent because I'm Dominican, so I say Lexani. Yeah, but people say Lexani, so it sounds weird. But you know, the reason I even found out is because she pointed me directly to you. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, now I want to get this person on, as opposed to like, it's not like I saw the Laugh House. It was just like, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. There's not that connection that people make. Yeah. But when it's that person,
you're actually helping. You're about to help people make that connection now.
Yeah, well,
like, to the brand, to me, like.
And this is what I want, like this, because you're just very important to what's happening in the creative scene in Philly. And if my theory is right, which it is, that the creative scene in Philly is gonna blow up in a couple of years, you're gonna be an integral part of that. Yes, you know. So
there's gonna be a lot of parts. It's not even gonna just be Philly. It's gonna be like
this probably South Jersey, obviously, you know, by extent.
Jersey, New York. LA.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because like, New York and LA, there's still there's a lot of scenes coming out of those places all around the country. There's like little bubbling scenes that are really cool. That if you tap into that,
but like I'm already right here. You know what I mean?
And also just I don't remember the last time that the creative. I don't think there's ever been a time where like the entire creative scene in Philly has been tapped into. Yeah, that's happened with New York, LA. Think Houston.
Bro, I'm trying to shoot with everybody, like not just everybody, because I am very picky with who I work with, but like I'll like the way I work is like I'll see like an artist group, and I'm like, oh, he's hard, and I'll tap in with him. Then I've see the music he's sharing with this person, I'll tap in with that person, and then now I like most of like this whole friend group I shot videos with. And now it just keeps going and keeps branding. And like I manage artists too. So I'll bring them all along, and it's just like, you know, they'll meet people and I'm helping them grow as well. Like I want to start a label one day, but not like
it makes total sense with everything that we've talked about.
But best believe, bro, there's no weird stuff going on. There's no weird contract. If you don't like the contract, I'm like, okay, like, you know, what can we do for you? Because this is all about you.
Well, oh man, it's interesting you mentioned contracts. So this can go into a whole other conversation about when the money gets involved, which is a stage I'm not at yet. Because it's mostly just me. You know, I had Cameo as a co-host, but there wasn't really money going on. But I'm thinking like, because that's the inevitable thing that always happens when you're growing a brand, it's gonna get to a point where like real money is involved.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do you deal with that? Because we've seen so many like
I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's hard, man. Like dealing with money, like
money management is very important.
Dealing with people is hard enough.
Yeah.
You throw money into the mix, it's like,
bro, I had people threaten me because they thought like I was
man.
trying to finesse them out of their money. I'm like, how could I finesse you? I literally know we all know the same people. Like, I could not hide from you, bro. If you really want, like, some people just don't be using their logic. And I have a whole brand. You know what I represent. It's the reason why you came to me in the first place. And it's just like, you see me dropping videos with people. Why would I be trying to finesse you?
Bro, money turns people irrational.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying.
It's, bro, I thought you were trying to get me and this and that. And I'm just like, yo, bro.
Yeah,
you lost your cool.
Yeah, and it's just like, damn.
I'm sorry. Like, I got like 10 videos. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yo, I've been trying to come up with this. I've been trying to come up with this term this entire podcast because it's been on the tip of my tongue. Like, what is it that I would call you specifically? Like, there's a fucking name for this. There's people like Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, people behind it. It's an executive.
Executive.
In the
like
moment.
Executive producer type thing.
Just executive.
Word.
This is what, like, these people that, like, deal with a lot of the shit behind the scenes and help people, in certain ways.
Yeah.
Those people are called executives. And I'm like, oh, shit. And, like, the moment the word came to me, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's going to be a really big executive, bro. Like, I almost kind of got goosebumps, like, thinking about shit. I'm glad. To be honest, this podcast is really just me getting people I know are gonna blow up before they blow up.
Yeah.
Just for street cred, you know what I mean? For like 5 years.
You calling it out there. I fully believe it too.
Listen, 5 years from now, people are gonna look at like the first 141 episodes of the podcast. Yeah. It's like, shit, he had this person on there. I'm
gonna bring it right back. I'm like, yo, he called it way back then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of at this point what I'm trying to do when I get people on the podcast. It's almost like, first of all, like recognize them, but also like it's kind of selfish in a way. It's almost like, I know this person's gonna blow up. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's fucked up. It's kind of egotistical.
You still see the value though,
because right. Yeah, I do.
Honest with yourself about it.
Yeah, it's how the business works.
It does.
You gotta have a balance to it.
When you really own your shit, you can't
deny it.
That's
true.
That's true. I just listen. I like being right, so it's like. It's almost like me staking my claim so people can't deny that I saw the fucking vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An executive, a big executive, I like see 10, 20 years from now, you have the right mindset. But it's important that this is why I brought up the contract conversation though. It's just such a tricky thing, like when money gets involved, because you see so many executives that get that don't seem to handle the money right, and then it becomes like a big issue. Like, for example, like Diddy.
Yeah.
Recently, he's been getting a lot of flack for the way that he's handled artists' contracts.
Yeah, and business.
Whether
and
it's
stuff.
been good or bad, I don't fucking know. I don't know the details. But it's just something that, for you as an upcoming executive, that I think is going to be really big. It's just something to keep track of. It's
I see it all. Like,
you see what I'm saying, though?
I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's like people take advantage of, like, it seemed like art became like a field to take advantage of. It's like these artists is trying to create. They don't know business because they dropped out of school. They just trying to go after their art. So we gonna come in, get them in like some weird 360, and then we just gonna make our bread. That's how most of these people are billionaires. It's not really because they're hard talents. It's because they're able to work in that room.
Right.
When it comes to that paper and pen, they're able to like not be afraid to speak up or like make it seem like they're doing this, but they're really doing that. Yeah. And it's like, I don't move like that because that's not how my energy is. And it's like, it's never going to be like money driven. Best believe that business is going to get handled because we all want to eat. Yeah. But there's no reason for the funny business. Exactly. And that's what's important, I guess. A lot of that's how these people. Yeah, you're right. That's how they become billionaires, because they're shamelessly being vultures. You know what I mean? They're not trying to actually be part of the culture that they're profiting over. Listen, man. But if money is what you love, you're going to have to come right back here. You're going to keep coming back to earth. Keep trying to figure that shit out. Because money is not it's like it's fucked up. We in this economy, and I feel like it's what's even enslaving us to this day. Yeah. But we so in it, like some people, like they love money. They want all this fancy stuff,
Nothing will satisfy you.
Yeah, but like money won't satisfy you. Definitely going to keep you in a rabbit hole of materialistic things. Like, man, like I always buy new things and constantly want the newest thing now. Yeah, like, it's always some new market shit. Like,
Yeah, I've had this theory, and it is because it is a capitalist society, and that's just the way it works if you break it down. But I've always had, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, how, like, money, like, and people think I'm crazy when I say this. Actually, let me take that back. I've never told anybody this. It just sounded cooler to say that before I say this. But I'm just gonna say this for I'm just gonna say this for the first time now. Like, money is so easy to get, and money is so easy to lose.
Yeah, they come and go.
It's like a cycle. So it's like when people give a fuck. I
spent like $30,000 this year, and I swear I didn't have 30 grand this year.
This is what I'm saying.
I did not have 30 grand, but I spent 30 grand. Like, exactly. Make it make sense.
This is what and people think like, you know, you gotta be rich to really have money, and it was like, oh, I want to be rich, and you know, because I want to be wealthy and pay for all this. But I don't know. There's just something about money that I don't know. I've just personally been able to see right through the importance of it. Yeah. Because I see how it kind of works, how it just comes and goes. Like you're saying, like the fact that you were able to spend $30,000, you know what? That just shows it comes and goes. It comes and goes. It's a fucking cycle. That's how it's meant to work. Even if you are like, you know, a billionaire, right? The way the money's coming and going is at the same rate that somebody who doesn't have that much money. It still comes and goes. You just, you know, how much of it really is. But it doesn't really change who you are as a person, right? It doesn't change like what you go through in life. It really just puts you at certain places that you think, oh, this is the place to be because there's a lot of money there.
Yeah, and but people just want their freedom, and they tired of like struggling and stuff. Like, I don't really want to be a billionaire because I feel like all the billionaires in this country got it off of people who had nothing. Yeah. So it's like, I don't really need to be in that bracket. If somebody want to give me $1 billion, sure, I'm probably going to get half of it away. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, but as far as like how I want my life to work, I just want to be able to like have money good for like my kids, my mom, my family. Like, we good. Like, we don't gotta worry about nothing. The only thing we should be worrying about is bettering ourselves as people. Like we figured out the money. It's not even a problem no more. Like, we got business, and now we using it and giving other people. Now we giving other people opportunities to make their own money and get to that point. And we all got freedom. Like, you know, we not enslaved to this. Like, you know what I got a problem with? Minimum wage rising, but everything else is inflating. Yeah. It's like the value, like when we used to get paid $8 to work at a job an hour, we're basically still being charged that because houses, rental fees going up. It's just going up. So it's like, yo, they're really just like finessing us. Like, ooh, look, here's $16 an hour now.
Well, I've been seeing like McDonald's now paying like they're advertising $11.50. I'm like, okay, that's a good amount of money until you realize no, everything is going up. So technically, it still is. It's literally the same amount of money. It's the same. Yeah, it's literally the same shit. So it's like
yo, you keep finding different ways to screw us over.
Yeah, it's like in this economy, $11.50 might as well be $7.50. So it's
that's
like
what I'm saying.
So it's not really a raise, and it's just kind of to keep people at bay ultimately that feel like they need that, and then things are gonna go back to the. I don't know.
It's like I started making more money, and everything started getting more expensive. I'm like, hold on, what? Like, I smoke weed, so bro, like before COVID, weed was not at the price it is now. No.
Now it's going crazy.
People are now throwing out $100 eighth, bro, $80.
It was like, what? Like, where are you getting this price from?
When I was in college, I was getting blessed with like $25 to a $30. Yeah. Now it's like, yo, I'm like, hey man, and then they're like inflation, bro. Everybody got those stimulus checks, so everybody got money now. So we got to raise the price.
But yeah, I don't know, but. I don't even know how we got. Oh yeah, I was talking about contracts because you mentioned contracts, and I was thinking that's just a tricky thing. But I'm sure you'll be able. It sounds from the place you're coming from in terms of what you want to do with your company, you'll know exactly how to deal with all that because you'll deal with it as a human and not a fucking money making robot.
Exactly. It's just gonna be like, what, you don't understand? You're confused. All right, let's break it down so me and you both understand it. Yeah. You know, if you don't understand that piece of the paper, I'm gonna make sure you understand it, and this is what you want to do.
That makes sense.
I'm like, hey, like, you're about to sign is just to let you know you agreed that I make more money than you, so you better just say like, I'm letting you know.
Yeah, that's what it says in the contract.
I'm providing you all of this, but I don't want you to be like, yo, man, you're like finessing me, but like, yo, we agreed that I was doing most of the work. So it's just like, it's just about having that balance, So
I think I'm gonna ask you this after the podcast is over, just to not get into details. But I do want to ask you like how you figure out how much your value is in terms of money. Because that can be tricky too. Like,
I used to struggle with it a lot.
Yeah, and if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine because it's money specific.
Nah, we can talk about it. Like, I used to struggle with it a lot in like college and like coming out because I just felt like I was just always lowballing myself because I saw other people's crafts and I felt like, man, that's not the value of my video. But like other people will come to me like, yo, like you're charging way too low, and I'm just like, I don't know, like what do people see? So like now it's like, I'll cut some slack and I'll charge someone like a $400 video, and that's just like the basics, where it's just like running gun, like we come shoot some stuff and that's just how it go. But like when it comes to the artists I manage, I don't really charge them like that. But if we need stuff for the video, they're gonna have to help with some money. Like it's more like, all right, we'll both come together, we'll figure it out, because I manage you, so we're investing in each other. And I like investing in like songs that I like too. So sometimes I'll shoot a video completely for free because I love the song, and I feel like the video would do a lot more than a few $100s.
Hold on, the word is plum
for
the Cash App. I almost forgot that I had to throw in the word in there. It's plum. Keep going.
Oh, like the sin kid, like
yeah. For people that are watching that want to get the $5. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm like, I had to throw that in there because I was gonna forget.
Oh damn, yeah.
Oh my bad. Did I just completely derail you?
Nah, I forgot you said that. You brought it back. I'm like, yeah.
No, yeah. I almost.
I hope y'all was watching.
I hope
yeah.
This
guy's
forget.
good.
I did forget, but I was like, oh shit, hold on.
Yeah.
Plum is the word. Now, yeah, keep going. Plum.
Nah, but I definitely been getting like my value. I just secured like my first like $1,000 video type thing. Like the first time I actually got up to a rack.
Go, you know what I mean? Let's go. That's what's up.
So that was cool. It's just like, all right, I'm really starting to see the value, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna just fall back slightly from the videos, bring some clothes. That's gonna bring a whole nother value, whole nother income in there. And then I got a show. I'm not supposed to announce nothing, but it's coming really soon. So it's going to be a Laugh House show that's coming real soon. And that's going to be fun. It's going to be like, I already know it's going to be sold out. It's going to be like a moment. It's not going to be a money move. You're going to come there and you're going to have fun.
All the coolest shit happening in the creative scene in Philly is going to be happening there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's actually going to be in Philly, which is funny.
That's okay. Yeah, I just kind of guessed that, but that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. I want to start wrapping up here. I don't want to just...
You got any last minute questions?
I don't have any last minute questions. Because I don't like ending the episode like, you know what I mean? It's almost like I want to try to dismount, if that makes sense. Let's bring it to a close, an organic close. Just putting it out there. Now we're landing this, this plane, making sure the fucking wheels touch the runway properly. I'm trying to think of other.
Prepare for landing.
Yeah. Oh damn! I kind of want to sound. And you know what's funny? I'm actually gonna try to find like a sound and just press it.
Yeah.
So people know. Okay, now we're gonna start.
Tray up, seatbelt on. Put your tray up. I'm like, all right, dude, my bad.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other questions. I don't know. This just sounds. All of this just sounds, especially what you just talked about with like all the other shit you plan to do in the for the rest of the year. It sounds legitimate, man, and it just tells me that it's definitely on its way up, but it's actually it's so far ahead of. I don't know. Do people realize how legitimate this thing is? You think
they're starting to? Like, okay, I've been getting like a lot of like attention and buzz. Like the people I'm even like working with, like it's to the point where I can almost put an artist on that has like nothing. Like if you just started rapping tomorrow, I can kind of set you up to the point where like
so cool,
a few months, like have your nice little 500 fans going. You got your content, you got your buzz, people asking about you. I get you a few shows. Like so cool, it's getting to a point I can really do that, and I've been doing it for a minute. So, but it's definitely still more bars to reach. There's still people who don't know me or have any idea what I'm doing, or even care what I'm doing. But there's definitely real ones who respect what I do and show love all the time. So I appreciate them for that.
Yeah, man, that's just so cool, man. Just hearing that. Yeah, I don't know. It's always interesting. Do you tend to? Because I tend to struggle with this. I want to know where you're at with this. As a fellow creative, do you tend to kind of, so to speak, like stop and smell the roses? Because I feel like as a creative, we have so many goals that we want to accomplish. At least I kind of struggle with this where, like, there's a lot of milestones that I've reached that, like, I appreciate, but I just feel nothing about them because I just have this goal that I want to... And I want to get better at, like, no, just look back, look at everything you've done. You've done 141 episodes, right? Like, that's something to be proud of.
Like, definitely.
Yeah, like, I've been kind of struggling with that because I just don't, like, for example, when I cross 100 episodes, like, I know my sister was, like, she's mainly the one that always, like, congratulates me and stuff. Because I don't put this stuff out. Because, like I said, it's just weird when you reach certain milestones. At least for me, I just don't feel it. You know what I mean? It's weird.
It's like it comes up. Like trust me, I definitely know what you mean because I used to struggle with that. Like especially as a kid, I used to get gifts and not get excited. Yeah. But deep down, I was like, yes. But like then like the people like, is he okay? Does he like the gift? Like nah, he's just like that. So like I'm gonna be real. Yeah. I actually did that like during this podcast episode.
Oh,
like,
really?
You know, like when you were explaining,
awesome.
like when you were explaining to me about like, you know, the type of impact I would have on Philly and connecting everybody. It is for a minute, you know, I just had an epiphany. I'm like, wow, like I'm actually like someone I never even spoken to, like called out what I've been trying to do.
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
It's like, all right, that means I'm kind of doing something right.
That's
so it's
crazy.
like this is a milestone for me.
That's
for you to like invite me here and like us doing this is a milestone. This is something I appreciate because like I've always said like, man, I just want to be able to speak more.
Yeah,
you know, because you don't really get a lot of chances to speak doing videos.
You're a great fucking speaker, bro. You're like one of the best speakers I've had on the podcast.
Thank you.
Like people don't just naturally.
People just want me to stay in the house and edit. Oh my god, when I be so scared to post outside when I owe people videos. They be like, what you doing having fun, bro? What you doing? Why you grocery shopping? Are you eating? Where my video? I was like, oh my gosh, bro, please. I be getting low, bro. I'm like, I'm just not gonna post nothing. I'm like, chill, I can't be outside.
That's funny
be
as
outside.
Fuck. That's really funny. Yeah,
the pressure be real.
I'm not
even capping.
This is the thing. I mean, this is what I was kind of hinting at in the beginning of the episode, or like a topic I wanted to talk about. It's just like dealing with artists can be kind of just a whole podcast episode on its own. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so many things that go into that, and like so many things that you have to do to kind of accommodate certain artists, or just the way musical artists are. Like, there's a certain way you have to deal with them. That a lot of people don't know how to, but. Yes, but I was saying that's crazy. I almost got a little bit emotional. I'm not gonna lie when you said this was a fucking milestone. I don't know, but yes, I was saying like I tend to not be able to stop and smell the roses because when I cross a milestone, I don't really sulk in it. I just like, oh, that's cool.
I need more.
Next, it's like it lasts like 2 seconds.
That's how it is for me.
Like
too.
when I passed episode 100, right? It was like, yo, this is pretty cool. All right, episode 101 next week, right? And it's like I crossed recently on my YouTube channel 1,000 subscribers, which I've been waiting to for a long time.
Yeah,
that's a big milestone. But I was like, I reached it, and I was like, yes. All right, what's the next? And what's the? And
I'm like, damn, 10,000, far as hell.
Exactly, and it's a weird thing that like I think all creatives should definitely work on, of just like stopping and smelling the roses. It'd be like. Nah, bro, not that many people got 1,000, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, bro, I remember like a few years ago when I had like a YouTube idea. Like, I was like 1,000 as far as hell. Like, how could I ever get to 1,000? And like when I first hit 1,000, I was actually in Cali, and I was actually like drinking. So when I hit it, I was like drunk happy. So I was just like, yo, like we got 1,000. Like you know, we lit. Like you know, like I just feel good. I just feel like I'm actually doing something. I'm accomplishing myself. Pat on my back. You know, let's keep going.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's cool to see, and it's cool to hear. I'm definitely glad I got you on the podcast, because just hearing this entire story and all the topics that we talked about is exactly kind of how I wanted the episode to go. It's like talking about the behind the scenes talent that should be recognized. Again, pretty sure the title is going to be Unsung Heroes. How do you want me to credit you in the title? Like, does Shino or Hell Shino?
I guess you could put Hell Shino. It'll be easy for everybody. So just because that's just where I go with Instagram, Twitter, everything. So,
but what do you want though? You want Shino?
Like,
it sounds like you want Shino.
But I'm all about like algorithm and like.
I know, but I'm gonna tag your Instagram. It's just for the title.
Yeah, you call me Shino, but like you know, as far as like tagging me,
of course, I'm gonna tag you as Hell Shino and everything.
Yeah, nah, but Shino's cool.
I'm gonna put you like the title's gonna be Unsung Heroes parentheses with Shino.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's what the episode is going to be titled.
Perfect.
Because I love the top, and I just have a special appreciation for anybody who's doing shit behind the scenes, because I just see it. You know what I mean? People don't see it. People don't understand. Because you were talking about, I feel like with you, we could have done a whole segment in the middle of this episode where we broke down how you make a music video. You could have talked about that for 50 minutes. Yeah. That's the kind of shit I love to talk about, because it's shit I can kind of understand. But you talk to regular people about it, it was like, wait, what? What are you talking about a camera? It's like, what? You need,
they don't really
need to block it? What are you talking about blocking? What are you talking about?
When I was in high school, like film was like, it was all like nerdy kids doing it. Mm-hmm. I feel like it gave it a bad, like, it gave it a weird rep. As far as society norms, it gave it a bad rep. It did. Because it's like, oh, that's like a nerdy thing to do. But I'm like, bro, there's so many like cool people that actually like do photography and create films, and I'm like,
and the shit they create is cool.
Yeah.
That's the shit people talk about. Isn't that interesting that like the way something is done is not as cool as the thing that was done? I find that a little bit weird. Like you said, we talk about music videos. Like the people and the things that go into making a music video, people don't find as cool. Yeah, they just like the final product because maybe they don't gotta think about.
But if you sit them down with the process, like I sit down with people, I try to explain. They be like,
yeah, they don't even want to hear it. They're like, okay,
I don't know
this
what
is
you're talking about. I'm like, hey, cool. It's just it's an honor to know that I understand this shit.
Yes.
Like Jody, like right here, he's a producer. He mix and masters entire project, produce all his beats, like down to the T.
Yeah, the mixing and
the
mastering.
album covers, like the fact that he can do all this just for himself is like, damn, this man can really work music inside. And he's like picked up a camera. Now he's doing like a whole visual page with his brand Blueberry Breeze.
Oh shit!
So it's like definitely shout out Jody. This man's like on some Renaissance man.
Shout out to
shit.
Jody, the man that's been here the whole time that you got glimpses of. You heard a couple of times.
Oh no, I know you heard that. Like
no, but that I mean, okay. I now. The land is getting a little bit wobbly. I gotta steady it a little bit.
Turbulence.
Yeah, it's getting a little turbulent. But I was just gonna mention really quickly, mixing and mastering. One of those things that you can never talk to somebody about, but it's one of the most important things in music.
And they don't even know how important it is.
Nobody knows, but it's so fucking important.
Yeah, it's a breaking point. You can either like or hate the song based on the
mastering. Yeah, mix and mastering. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end the episode. Okay, a better place would be... Actually, no.
Could I shout some people out?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want you... I'm going to give you like a time for you could just say whatever for wrapping thoughts. But real quick, I wanted to say, you said you wanted to start a label, right?
Yeah.
And you said you're picky with who you choose as an artist.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to play you... a song that I did.
Okay. You made a song?
Yeah, bro, and it's like, but I don't want to play you the actual full song. I'm gonna play you the beat, and I want to see what you think, and maybe you make a music video for make beats, and I made this one, and I want you guys to see what you think
That's
of
something
it.
I did not know.
All right, let's play it.
You got me.
Yo, what y'all think of this beat that I made?
You really set us up right there.
Facts. Like
I was like.
I'm like, he didn't mention that. He didn't mention that the whole episode. But like, when did beats get in there? Like, what?
Yeah. What you think?
Are you playing with me?
Listen, you guys think I have a future in this beat making industry or what?
Nah, man, you definitely.
Anybody can do whatever they want.
No, I had to throw that in there. I like doing that with people.
Maybe like 2014 Vince Staples could be on that beat.
Yeah, exactly. Some weird shit.
Yo.
I like throwing that in there because I like the awkwardness it creates. Because like, this motherfucker about to show me a song right now.
Bro, I was like hoping that it really wasn't it. Like I was.
Yeah, I know. I like playing with people like this. Like that's the last thing you would want.
When I heard the one instrument, I was like, okay.
Yeah, you know exactly what beat that was.
I know what's going on here.
All right, for wrapping thoughts, I'm gonna. Give you your moment in the spot. The whole episode has been in the spotlight, but how do you want to end this episode? Any parting words? People you want to shout out? Just whatever you want to just
let the people
straight to camera. Yeah. Wait. That's from something, isn't it? Like,
Hot Ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
This one.
Yeah, exactly. Let the people know
what you got going on
in your life. Yeah, go ahead. Exactly.
I don't. We talked a lot, so I just want to say thank you to everybody that supports the Laugh House, that supports what I do. Shout out to Jody. Shout out to Indigo. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Roxas. Shout out to Tennis Boy. Shout out to my mom. Shout out Lexini. Thank you. You the one that even got me here. So definitely shout out Lexini.
Shout out to her.
There's so much more coming in the future. Like less than 3 months, there's a show coming. So that's all I gotta say.
Damn.
And
okay,
thank you here for like having me. Definitely inviting me here and just wanting to pick my brain, bro. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I definitely want to get you on again in the future, because man, you need to at some point definitely start a podcast or some. Or you know what it is?
I already did it. It's just not out.
Here's the thing, because I think a podcast where you detail everything that's going on in the Laugh House.
Yeah.
that shit would be incredible because there's obviously a lot of moving parts to it. Yeah. So it's like
I just been struggling with location. Like
that's fine.
I've been trying to finesse in the car. I'm not even gonna lie. I might just invest into Rec Philly just to use a little podcast from and rit some cameras and just make it work until I can get my own spot like this and then
Well, yeah. Just whatever, but I just think the idea of like a podcast where you're detailing everything happening in the Laugh House universe, what's coming, what's out, because obviously there's always music videos coming out.
Did you peep the Laugh Universe page?
Yes, I've seen. I checked out the page because when I got Lexani on the podcast, her website links to your shit, so I checked that out too.
Okay, cool.
So, wait, was there a reason?
Nah, because you said the Laugh Universe. I actually have an Instagram called Laugh Universe.
Oh, interesting.
And that's like where all the merch is going to be sold through. So Laugh House is
I didn't know.
the visual production company. Laugh Universe is like the merch.
Okay.
And then Laugh itself is the real entity.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm gonna just break like the podcast called The Laugh Talk. So
perfect.
It's
Laugh Talk, yeah.
Bro, it's just gonna be so many different things. Like,
and this is why I just think obviously you will be great at doing a podcast, but I just find it cool because there's just so much going on that people would definitely tune into, like, especially if you can get it out. Whatever, we can talk about this after the podcast because this is just a cool idea I would love for you to do. But yes, this has been a great episode.
Yeah, man. Just remember, you can do whatever you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need no box. You don't need to listen to anybody saying. If you got a camera, pick it up, shoot the camera. Who cares if you don't get the attention you need, the buzz you need? The real ones will always resonate with you, and they'll always respect you for your craft. Don't fall for the mainstream media. Don't fall for what society tries to tell you is cool, because I'm telling you, life is life is very fake. That's just all we're gonna say.
All right, that's been good. Oh shit, wrong sound.
I was like, hey.
No, I wanted to put the clapping. Okay, the way we're gonna end this episode. Wait, let me actually do the outro. That has been it for episode 141 of the Empty Opinions podcast with your host Lottie Polanco and Jody and Shino.
Let's go
on the podcast.
We ain't
shout out the Laugh House.
Shout out to the Laugh House. The way we're gonna end this episode is by playing A$AP Rocky's Houston Old Head, which is throwback, 9 years ago.
Bro, that was his first mixtape, bro.
Yeah, first mixtape from Up the Jump. Yeah, classic mixtape.
Yeah, I was recently in my bag about life, so this whole mixtape just revamped me, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna play. I guess it's track 11. I'm glad whoever posted the song let me know. A$AP Rocky, Houston Old Head. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode, and we'll catch you next week for episode 142.
With a welcome back, with a welcome at my sneakers tucked. This is for my old head.